Have you ever noticed how two people can face the same storm and yet walk away feeling completely different? One feels broken, the other feels stronger. One sees only darkness, the other somehow finds a quiet light. What makes the difference? Is it luck? Is it strength? Or is it something deeper, something hidden inside the heart? Tonight, I want to tell you a gentle story. It is not a story about wealth or success. It is not about winning or losing. It is about the size of a heart. And perhaps somewhere inside it, you may see a reflection of your own life. There once was a young man named Ethan. He lived in a small American town where life moved slowly, and everyone seemed to know each other's business. From the outside, Ethan's life looked ordinary. He had finished college. He lived with his parents. He had friends he occasionally met. But inside, Ethan felt heavy. Every morning he woke up with the same thought pressing on his chest. He didn't have a stable job. He felt behind compared to his classmates. Social media showed him smiling faces, promotions, weddings, new homes, and every image felt like a quiet reminder that he was not enough. He rarely said it out loud, but he carried a deep bitterness. He would think, why does everything feel harder for me? Small inconveniences irritated him. A delayed email felt like rejection. A simple disagreement felt like proof that people didn't respect him. Even sunny days seemed dull to him. His heart, though young, felt tight and cramped. One afternoon, after yet another job interview that ended with polite smiles and no promise, Ethan decided to walk. He didn't want to go home just yet. He didn't want to answer his mother's hopeful question. How did it go? So he walked toward the river that flowed behind the old part of town. The river had always been there, quiet, steady, unbothered by the noise of people's lives. As he reached the wooden bench near the water, he noticed someone sitting there already. It was an older man with silver hair wearing a simple jacket and holding a small thermos. The old man looked at Ethan and smiled gently. "Long day?" he asked. Ethan gave a short laugh. "You could say that." The old man moved slightly, making space on the bench. "Sit," he said softly. "The river listens better than most people." Something about the man's voice felt calm, not intrusive, not curious in a nosy way, just present. Ethan sat down. For a few minutes, neither of them spoke. The water flowed steadily, reflecting the fading light of the afternoon sun. Finally, Ethan sighed. "Do you ever feel like life is unfair?" The old man did not answer immediately. He poured a little tea into the lid of his thermos and took a slow sip. "Unfair how?" he asked. "Like no matter what you do, it's not enough. Like other people move forward while you're stuck. Like small problems just keep piling up." The old man nodded. "And how big are those problems?" he asked gently. Ethan frowned. "Big enough." The old man reached into his coat pocket and pulled out a small paper packet. He opened it carefully. Inside was salt. "Humor me," the old man said. "Walk with me." They walked a few steps to a small public fountain nearby. The old man handed Ethan a pinch of salt. "Put it into this cup," he said, pointing to a plastic cup near the fountain. Ethan did as he was told. The salt dissolved into the water. "Drink," the old man said. Ethan hesitated but took a sip. He immediately grimaced. "That's awful," he said. "It's salty." The old man nodded calmly. Then he handed Ethan the rest of the salt. "Now come with me." They walked back to the river. The old man gestured toward the flowing water. "Throw the salt in." Ethan scattered the salt into the wide river. The grains disappeared instantly. "Now," the old man said, "scoop some water and taste it." Ethan leaned down, cupped a little river water in his hand and tasted it. "It tastes normal," he said. "Fresh." The old man looked at him with kind eyes. "The salt did not change," he said quietly. "The amount of salt was the same. What changed was the container." Ethan stared at the river. Pain, the old man continued, is like that salt. Everyone has some. No one escapes it. Rejection, disappointment, comparison, fear. The salt is part of being alive. He paused, letting the sound of the water fill the space between them. But whether that pain makes your life bitter depends on the size of your heart. Ethan felt something stir inside him. When your heart is like that small cup, the old man said, even a little salt overwhelms everything. But when your heart is like this river, the same salt cannot disturb its nature. Ethan was silent. The old man continued, You say your problems are big. Maybe they are. But tell me, how much space have you given them? Ethan thought of his daily routine, waking up and immediately checking his phone, comparing himself, replaying every mistake, imagining worst-case scenarios, complaining silently about everything that did not go his way. He had given his problems a throne. The old man spoke again, his voice steady and warm. A thankful heart expands. A bitter heart shrinks. Ethan looked confused. Gratitude? How does that fix rejection? It doesn't remove the salt, the old man said with a gentle smile. It enlarges the river. He leaned back on the bench. When you focus only on what is missing, your world becomes small. But when you begin to notice what is already here, breath, family, health, a chance to try again, your heart slowly grows. The sky had begun to turn orange. The surface of the river shimmered. The old man continued, Gratitude is not pretending life is perfect. It is recognizing that even in imperfection, there is still something good. Ethan swallowed. He realized that even today, on the worst day, there had been small mercies. The interviewer had been kind. The weather had been pleasant. His mother had packed him lunch. He had a body strong enough to walk, a mind capable of trying again. But he had overlooked all of it. He had tasted only the salt. Do you know what happens, the old man said softly, when you practice gratitude daily? Ethan shook his head. You begin to see abundance where you once saw lack. You begin to feel strength where you once felt weakness, and slowly your heart becomes wide. The old man stood up carefully. I cannot remove your struggles, he said. No one can, but you can choose the size of your heart. Ethan felt tears welling unexpectedly. How? He asked quietly. Start small, the old man replied. Each night, name 3 things you are thankful for, even if they seem insignificant. A warm meal, a friend's message, a moment of quiet. Do this not because life is easy, but because you choose to grow. The river flowed on, steady and untroubled. Ethan nodded slowly. Over the next few weeks, he followed the advice. At first, it felt forced. Writing down small blessings felt almost childish, but he continued. One night he wrote, I am thankful my father waited up to ask about my day. Another night, I am thankful I had the courage to apply again. Another, I am thankful for the sunset over the river. Gradually, something changed. The job rejections did not disappear. The pressure did not vanish overnight, but his reaction softened. He noticed that he complained less. He listened more. He smiled more easily. He felt lighter. It was as if his inner container had expanded. Months later, Ethan returned to the river. He looked for the old man, but did not see him. He sat alone on the bench and watched the water. He realized something powerful. The river had not grown because of him. It had always been vast. What changed was his understanding. He no longer saw himself as a small cup easily overwhelmed. He saw himself as capable of becoming a river. He finally understood that peace does not come from having no salt in life. Peace comes from having a heart wide enough to hold it. And maybe that is true for all of us. We cannot control every rejection. We cannot avoid every disappointment. We cannot silence every worry. But we can choose to grow our hearts. We can choose gratitude over comparison, patience over panic, reflection over resentment. When your heart becomes wide, small problems no longer dominate your thoughts. Even large storms feel survivable. A thankful heart does not deny pain, it transforms it. So tonight, as you reflect on your own life, ask yourself gently, is my heart a cup or a river? And if it feels small right now, that is okay. Hearts can grow. If this story touched you in any way, please like this video and share it with someone who might need it. Your support helps this message reach more hearts. Subscribe for more gentle stories that bring peace and clarity to your life. Thank you for listening. May your days be calm, your heart be wide, and your life be filled with quiet gratitude and lasting happiness.